Hi everyone, my name is Umar Lakani and welcome back to my Java tutorials. So in this channel, I make Java videos every day, so if you're new here, consider subscribing. Okay, so in my previous video, I taught you guys Java while loop. Why do we use it? How do we write a Java while loop? And that we can only write Boolean conditions in Java while loop, and that you should always put those curly braces after every time you write a while loop, and after every parentheses of the while loop, you need to write the those curly braces. And yes, they are obligatory or mandatory because else it won't work your code. Okay, so in today's video I'm going to be teaching you guys Java do while loop. Why do we use it? How do we write a Java do while loop? And what's the main purpose of using it, and what's the difference between do while loop and other types of loops. Okay, so first of all, what is Java do while loop? Well, basically Java do while loop is a type of loop that executes a block of code as long as a certain condition is true. And also the difference between do while loop and other types of loops like for loop, while loop, and nested for loop, nested while loop, nested while loop. So the main difference is that the code of the the code inside the loop of the Java do while loop, is executed at least once, even if the condition is false. If you don't understand what I am trying to say, or that you're a little bit confused, don't worry. I'm gonna be showing you some examples by using Java do while loop. Yeah. What happened? Yeah, so first of all, we'll start off by writing int a is equals to 56, or any value, okay, that you want, and then we will write do, and then here, oops, I forgot to, yeah, and here you need to I need to separate these curly braces, and then here we will write our while loop. So yeah, do and then curly braces. Here you don't I shall never ever write do while loop like this. It's not like while loop or stuff like that where you have to write those parentheses. Just write do and then simply curly braces after. Yeah, and then after the curly braces of the do while loop, write the while loop, while and then parentheses. Okay, now keep in mind that we cannot write our code, or we cannot write our code that we want to execute in the while loop. We want it to execute in the do while loop, right? So we need to write our code inside the curly braces, inside those curly braces, our code that we want to execute. So yeah, it won't work. Yeah, it won't basically work if you write it in here. Yeah, if you write it between the here, if you write it in this empty space of the while loop here, no, you shall never ever write it. You need to write it between those two curly braces of the do while loop, the code you want to execute. Okay, for example, system.out.println. Oops, what happened? Yeah, SYSOUT, and then A. No, not A. I mean snowman. Oops. Yeah, there's an error here. Here we need to put a condition. It's just like while loop, like here, we need to put the Boolean expression or condition, just like while loop I taught you in my previous video. So don't forget to check it out if you don't know what while loop is. Yeah, so while, and then inside those parentheses we're gonna be writing a Boolean condition, which can be a is less than 10. So yeah, so when we execute this code, it's gonna execute snowman. Yeah, it's gonna execute snowman at least once. And what will happen if the condition is true, like for example a is less than 60? So when we execute this code, it's gonna execute snowman till infinity. Look, because the condition is true. I told you that like if a condition, like if you write our condition here, like which is true, it's gonna like execute it till infinity until a user or like we want it to stop. So if we want this like to stop in like if you want this to run till infinity, we need to write a false expression or condition, which can be a is greater than 60. So when we execute this code, it's gonna execute snowman at least once. So what is happening here in the code? So yeah, like what is happening here? Well, basically int a is equals to 56. So system do, and then in the do, like in the curly braces of the do while we wrote snowman, so it simply printed snowman, and then it checked the while loop, like the condition of the while loop. A is greater than 60, and like how come a is greater than 60? 56 is greater than 60. This condition is false, so like it won't redo, it won't like print like snowman and then check the condition again and then snowman and then check the condition again. No, it will just simply just print snowman at least once, because like this condition is false. Like look, system.out.print snowman, and it is greater than 60. Nope, this condition is false, and then it won't like redo it, like reprint as a snowman. Okay, but but if the condition is true, and then it's just gonna print till infinity. So why is it printing this snowman till infinity? So let's check it out. So int a is equals to 56 do, and then system.out.println snowman. Yeah, and then it immediately went to the while loop again and then checked the condition. A is less than 60. 56 is less than 60. And yes, it accepted it. And then it went back again. Int A is equals to 56, and then system.out.println snowman. Then this condition was again true. Then it went back again, and then etc. Like it went like it's just gonna keep repeating this process. So that's why it's running this till infinity. Yeah, so that's why it's running this till infinity. And yeah, and also here in the while loop we should put this semicolon. If you write these curly braces, it will like be a red underline, and you know that what the red underline means, right? It means like there's an error in the somewhere around here, and which is the error is in the parentheses. Look, when we click on it, yeah, syntax error on token like parentheses, and so it's not gonna tell us to remove the curly braces, but instead it will give us an error into the parentheses. And when we know like when there's an error in the parentheses and you just forgot to write semicolon instead of you just forgot to write curly braces, no, I mean you just forgot to write semicolon instead of curly braces, and then it will give you like an error, you know. Yeah. So here you should never ever put a curly brace. Here. You need to put a semicolon. And never ever forget it, okay? Because it's mandatory. And yeah, like if you don't put it, it will give you an error. So yeah. So we can also just play with our code a little bit. Yeah. So what will happen if you write a is less than or equal to 60? Comparison, like less than or equal to comparison operator. So when we execute this code, it's still gonna execute till infinity, because it's literally the same thing. Look, 56 is less than or equal to 60. Like it's like 56 is equals to 60, like this condition is false, but 56 is less than 60, like this condition is true, and then it's still printing like the snowman. It's just like the same thing. Yeah, it's just the same thing. It doesn't matter if you write a less than or equal to comparison operator, or just less than comparison operator, or greater than or equal to comparison operator, or greater than operator. It doesn't matter. It will give you the same result in the do while loop. Look here, I wrote greater than or equal to comparison operator, and it executed the code at least once. So yeah, and you can only write your code that you want to be executed in the curly braces, like between the curly braces, yeah, those curly braces of the do while loop. And what will happen if you write in the like in this like in between the, yeah, like in this empty space, I mean like in line number 17 here, your code you want to be executed? Well, it's gonna execute it. Wait, snowman. Yeah, so yeah, it's executing it at least once, but what will happen if you write a condition which is true? It's gonna execute nothing. But so yeah, because here, look, what will happen? Int a is equals to 56. No, huh? What is it gonna do? There's nothing in the, yeah, there's nothing between the curly braces of the while loop, and then it will simply just go to the, yeah, it will just simply like ignore like this, no, I mean it will go to this condition, I guess. A is less than 60, like this condition is true, and then system.out.println snowman, like it won't work, you know. It will print nothing in the console. So yeah, to avoid this mistake, you need to write it in the curly braces, like of the do while loop, so that it can work. Oops, wait, let me just oh, what happened? Okay, never mind. Yeah, system data document like this, snowman. We need to write it like this, snowman. So yeah, in the curly braces, you should always write like your code you want to be executed, else it will never ever work. So let's add incrementation or decrementation in this code. So for example, a plus plus. So when we execute this code, it's gonna give us the result snowman, like it's gonna execute 4 times. Because look, yeah, 1 2 3 4, yeah, it's executing it 4 times. And also a plus plus, so 56, our value, instead of becoming 50, like it's instead of like staying the same value, it became 57 because we added the incrementation. So you know, it added 1, so it means our value 56 became 57. And then here yeah, so for no, but first of all, it's gonna print snowman, and then it's gonna increment, but it will also check our condition. A is less than 60. This is true, and it will execute it again, but a is less than 60. But hey, a, I mean our like value or variable a, we set it to 56. So like, I mean it's 57, so 57 is less than 60. No. 57 is less than 60. Java will accept it. It's gonna run it, and then it goes 58. It becomes 58. 58 is less than 60. Java will accept it, and then it becomes 59 is less than 60. 59, like 5 and 9. 5 and 9 is less than 60. So yeah, so 59 is less than 60. Java will accept it. It will run it. But 60 is less than 60. How come 60 is less than 60? I don't understand. So yeah, so 60 is less than 60. That doesn't make sense. But instead, 60 is equal to 60. So this condition becomes false, and it only executed 4 times. And yeah, guys, that's it for today's video. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell too. So you won't miss out any of my videos. And yeah, guys, have a nice day. Bye.